Well, whether or not there is the idea of a framework, something agreed upon, not agreed upon, it's better than both sides walking away with nothing, Tim. I mean, it does sort of pave the way, at least for the possibility that there could be a conversation on Friday, which is a good thought.
And President Trump is speaking in glowing terms about their relationship. I think there was 3 exclamation points after he talked about that relationship. And it's look, framework for a deal. That's great. Chinese, you made a great point. They're not going to sacrifice their core principles. What's a bit ironic here is what are the core principles? We talk about state ownership of a company, and that's something that we kind of want to have here. And so we'll see. I think ultimately it has set the backstage for 2 things that are driving outperformance for emerging markets and for China tech, which include the Fed. Let's not forget what's going on this week. An easier backdrop for U.S. interest rates in a world where growth doesn't fall apart is great for EM. A weaker dollar is great for EM. And then you have a dynamic with China tech. We've been getting great numbers. We've been getting, and again, people have been able to drill into the fundamentals around Alibaba, which, include AliCloud, which includes some of the other drivers, Tencent. These are stories about, I'm long Alibaba. It's the largest position in my ETF. So, I think there's a lot more to go. I think there's a case here that you can see in emerging markets, which now, if you look at the composition of the EEM, 10 years ago, there was a lot of oil and gas and kind of low multiple stocks and this and that. The top 5 names are Taiwan Semi is 11%. You get Alibaba, you get Tencent, you get Samsung, you get Hynix. You've got an exciting tech play to invest in emerging with, and I think you should.
Guy, welcome back.
Hello, Melissa.
Guy.
Hello, everybody.
Back.
Yeah.
You were gone?
Just one
gone.
clap? A couple lackluster claps. Welcome home.
I expect nothing but lackluster. Hello.
But we got to go back to you on Tube. We haven't forgotten your Tube even in your absence.
How could you forget? Even in absentia, my Tube is always around somewhere.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Alibaba.
The Tube is Alibaba. I'm just looking at the screen now. And Tim's right. This stock had closed at 155, the highest level we've seen in quite some time. But K-Web, if you want to sort of play ETFs, it's absolutely a bearish to bullish reversal. If Carter were here, he would say that. And once we got above 39.5, it broke this level that we've basically been flatlining at over the last 3 years. FXI definitely is broken out to the upside. And if you want to sort of stay domestically, look at Win, for example, which is now through a 7-year downtrend line pretty impressively. So I think all these stocks, and Tim is right, despite the fact that Alibaba moved the way it has this year, there's still further room to the upside.
Yeah, I agree with both of them. I think the point about the relationship maybe being on better terms between the U.S. and China is definitely better for these names. Like we're seeing NVIDIA now sort of caught in the crosshairs, maybe not. It's sort of rallied as things on the day seem to get friendlier, I guess. So that is good. Anything that would allow this question mark of how are these stocks going to be caught in the crosshairs, if we can remove that, the valuation on Alibaba is still extraordinarily attractive.
It is up 86% year to date so far. So that might be a little bit of pull forward on that. But if you think about the trade extensions for TikTok, January, April, and June, those are the 3 times that he extended the trade deadlines. And I think that's setting it up right now with the framework. I think it's setting up for another extension. There's nothing on fentanyl, there's nothing on chips, there's nothing on IP. So this is just enough to keep it going until November, where that deadline is. I think that's enough, being as though we have the Fed this week. That'll be China, November.